everyone and welcome back guys to episode 70 of my F1 2016 Toro Rosso career mode guys, and here today for the Mexican Grand Prix guys, and the championship can be decided at this race guys. For me to win, I need to come third or higher in this final race of the season. Most guys basically have to win the race. Nico Rosberg and Kimi Raikkonen sort of have a bit more of an easy chance to do so, but Kimi Raikkonen and Daniel Ricciardo both have to win the Grand Prix to stay in the title fight, guys. I think Nico Rosberg can come as low as fourth to still end up in the title fight, guys, but I just need third place overall in this race. And, you know, so far this season, third place hasn't been such a difficult task for me. You know, we've been very consistent, and we've got another 400 R&D points sponsorship bonus moving on into this race as well, which, you know, we're still trying to aim for the Constructors title as well in this final season of career mode, guys. You know, hopefully this will help us get close to it. Obviously, we're doing our half of the bargain, but Daniel Kvyat, we're really sort of having to carry him up as we go along at this moment in time, guys. But Chris there just telling me about how we need to focus on what parts of the car we ideally want to upgrade, guys. And obviously the resource points, we are still trying to spend them as much as we can. Obviously this is giving us a very quick car, but, you know, we still obviously need as much help as we possibly can to, you know, really sort of get Danny Kvyat up to the sort of the top end of the field, guys. But just have a look then. A couple of other teams have brought upgrades to this race, but we are going to upgrade the engine power. I think this might actually be one of the most expensive upgrades on the game to do, guys, and that's just going to be one less upgrade that we're going to have to worry about later on in the season, guys. But skipping on then into qualifying and into Q2, we go on a set of these soft tyres there, and we flew through Q2 very, very easily there. I'm in P4, myself and Kimi Raikkonen there, the only two drivers to get into Q3 there on a set of these soft tyres there. Jolyon Palmer barely missed out on Q3, but let's move on then straight away into Q3 as well now, and obviously this is the lap that really matters, guys. As we come through the stadium section for the final time in towards the final corner, take a lot of curb there on the entrance to the final corner, but we do get a fairly decent run out of the exit there, and it's going to be pole position provisionally at this moment in time in qualifying there, guys. And unfortunately, by the end of the session there, my teammate Danny Kvyat did actually end up going quicker. So obviously he won last time out at the US Grand Prix there, and he's also managed to get pole position in this Grand Prix there. So actually quite interesting, you know, that Kvyat, we've just spoke about how he's not able to hold up his end of the bargain overall, and he's just managed to sort of outdo me twice in a row there, obviously the end of the last race and qualifying for this Grand Prix there. But it's all Toro Rosso front row with a full Red Bull second row lockout as well, guys, with Kimi Raikkonen 5th, Lewis Hamilton down in P6 there, Rosberg 7th, Sebastian Vettel 8th, and Jenson Button 9th, guys. But let's move on then into the Mexican Grand Prix.
May have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. As the drivers complete their preparations down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
From the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle. And the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
is still in with a chance to win the Constructors' title, so let's make this happen in the last 3 races.
So before the off,
So the team there obviously making it abundantly clear that we all want to win the Constructors' Championship, guys. And what a way to, you know, sort of set ourselves up for that with a front row lockout for this Mexican Grand Prix there. The Red Bulls, as I said, lock out the second row there. Raikkonen 5th, Hamilton 6th, Rosberg 7th, Vettel 8th there, with Jenson Button in a very solid P9 there. Nico Hulkenberg 10th, Julian Palmer 11th, Esteban Gutierrez 12th, with Bottas and Grosjean, Felipe Nasr and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 16 there. Alonso, Perez, Ericsson, Massa, Haryanto and Verline all failed to make it into Q2, sorry guys there. But, you know, this race means so much towards the standings, guys. And obviously we need to do as well as we possibly can. But having a look at the race strategy, obviously, we're only set the soft tyres to start. So it's going to be a fairly simple 2-stop Grand Prix, guys. But obviously we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out there, guys. Cloudy conditions all race long, which will probably make it a little bit easier on the engine, guys. But, you know, hopefully I'm just praying, you know, that we can try and take home the World Championship. With 2 races to go, you know, let's have a little bit more of a relaxed session for the final couple of races, guys. But here we are then, on the grid, ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. It's 5 lights, and away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. There, Charlie Whiting really not wanting to wait up to get this race started there, and I've lost out absolutely massively. Verstappen already looking down towards the inside of Kvyat, down towards turn 1, but with the slipstream, I'm going to try and have a look around the outside of the pair of them. There we go, back up into the lead. But on the outside, you know, we just want to try and keep it cautious, not lose any front wing there, as we've got a lot of guys just pouring through there. Down into P5 we go there, but Kvyat, Vettel and Verstappen, they go massively wide, completely braking on the racing line there. I take evasive action, somehow don't lose out any of my front wing there, but both Red Bulls have jumped both Toro Rossos there. They're 3 wide behind me, but we go back down the inside of my teammate Kvyat there. And, you know, hopefully for me, you know, he'll sort of understand the weight of this race and, you know, try and help it out so it's easier for me there, guys. But skipping on to the end of lap 2 here, and now behind Max Verstappen now. The DRS has been enabled, so with this long run down towards turn 1, over 215 miles an hour there, as we go past Max Verstappen there, up into P2 of the Grand Prix we go, and then skipping on another 2 laps later, but on the gearbox now of Daniel Ricciardo. You know, hopefully another textbook move, guys. Obviously it'll be even easier now with the DRS as we move on to lap 5 there, and we're already past Daniel Ricciardo basically when we get into the DRS zone. So back up now into the lead of the Grand Prix we go there, guys. 221 miles an hour down towards turn 1 there. You know, it's a very quick Toro Rosso, safe to say now. And, you know, skipping on now even further into the Grand Prix, lap 10, you know, we just been able to pull away a little bit of a margin. You know, Daniel Ricciardo and all these super soft runners, guys, had to pit in then, and that left Kimi Raikkonen and myself able to stretch out our stint a little bit further than everyone else there, guys. But coming out into the pit lane, we just about get the car slowed down as we came into the pit lane there, and, you know, we got Kimi Raikkonen sort of a good 5-6 seconds back, so no chance, you know, that he'll hold me up in the pit lane, guys. We're going to move on to a set of the medium tyres. We're going to try and go nice and long in this second stint of the Grand Prix, and the aim, you know, to try and come back out in the lead of the Grand Prix. That we can hear a Renault power unit there as Daniel Ricciardo is able to fly straight back past me there, up into the lead of the Grand Prix there, and, you know, hopefully we should try and be able to jump back past him as quickly as possible there. But Daniel Ricciardo re-inherits the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix there, guys. And skipping on to the end of lap 12 here, you know, there's a little bit of frame issues on F1 2016. Not too sure what that was all about, guys. But coming now down towards turn 1 here, over 220 miles an hour there. We're going to have a look down the inside. Daniel Ricciardo there as we now move back up into the lead of the Grand Prix there. He tries to hold it right around the outside there, but he's not able to do so, as I then hold on to the lead Prix, guys. But, you know, this race is definitely far from over. You know, we're only 13 laps in, but skipping on another 9 laps, you know, just able to hold out by ourselves. You know, Daniel Ricciardo now onto a set of the medium tyres, and we were really struggling for pace on this set of mediums, you know. Coming through this middle sector, you can just see how much we were really struggling, you know, to maintain any sort of real top speed through these corners. The medium tyres just graining so poorly as we fly through this middle sector, guys. But you can just see, coming out down towards the final sector of this lap, the gap to Ricciardo, just 14 seconds. You know, I think I'm going to try and have to gamble the strategy a bit. And you know what? I'm going to go on to a set of these super soft tyres. The first time in this race that I will use this compound. You know, I might try and go for a double super soft stint towards the end of the Grand Prix, guys. Obviously, I mean, I'm a lot quicker than the AI, but I'm going to have to make a lot of time back up, guys. But coming now through the pit lane here, and this will be a real indicator to see how much time we have lost to Daniel Ricciardo, guys. Into the pit box we go, and hopefully, you know, we get a nice, quick, clean pit stop there, and we do a 2.4 second stop. Still very happy with that, but Daniel Ricciardo flies out up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Verstappen jumps me as well there, and now we're down to P3 in this Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen also coming down this front straight as well, but he's not going to be able to get back past me there. And P3 now in this Mexican Grand Prix there, you know, not exactly what I wanted at this moment in time. You know, we're going to have to try and work back up these 2 places. And, you know, at this moment in time, to try and make up a whole pit stop to those guys as well seems like a very tall order there. But, you know, we're not going to give up anywhere near soon yet, guys. We come now through the final sector of lap 24 here. We're now back on the gearbox on Max Verstappen there. He gets tremendous drive out of the final corner, though. We do go purple, though, on that lap, getting into the 1:19s there. And now with the slipstream, with the DRS, we're going to go from a very long way back, closing in on Max Verstappen absolutely massively there, nearly 230 miles an hour down towards turn 1 there. But we move back up into P2 of the race there, and we do slice the second corner there just a bit. But, you know, up into P2 we go, and now we've got Daniel Ricciardo, once again, the man on my hit list. You know, it's basically just been a race between us two, you know, just swapping over the lead of this Grand Prix there, guys. You know, hopefully, for me, you might have just heard that on the radio. You know, we are still, at this moment in time, able to win the World Championship. But, you know, we really want to take home another race win in this season, guys. Daniel Ricciardo still just under a second up the road from me with the slipstream, with the DRS. Once again, though, are we going to be able to go for a move on the Australian, guys? Coming down towards turn 1, nearly approaching 230 miles an hour once again. Then we try and go down the inside, but Ricciardo shuts the door there very, very aggressively through turn 1. He obviously wants to take this race win. You know, he's still in a very close battle for P2 overall in the standings, guys. You know, it doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things if we aren't able to jump Ricciardo, guys. But coming now down towards turn 4 even, and we re-move up into the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix there. And Daniel Ricciardo obviously not too happy about that. Obviously, even though if we did stay behind him in P2, we'd still wrap up the Drivers' Championship there. But that's 7 points he might just lose out there, guys. But now moving on to lap 29 here, and Ricciardo really not willing to let us go at this moment in time. The tyre wear really starting to kick in, and Ricciardo now going straight back past me down this long front straight here. We're going to try and duck back up into the slipstream there. He brakes massively early, though, into turn 1. No idea what that was all about, but he's given me a lot of front wing damage there. And Daniel Ricciardo might have just cost me my race there, as he completely brake checked me down at turn 1 there. No idea what that was all about from Daniel Ricciardo there, guys. But, you know, we're going to have to box at the end of this lap, guys, and we're going to go back on to one final set of these super soft tyres, you know. But at this moment in time, the race very much looks like I will not be able to take home the race win there. The team don't even bother changing the front wing. Not too sure what that was all about there, guys. And this race has really gone from good to bad very, very quickly there. We're down all the way to P8 in this Grand Prix there, and I have no idea where Nico Rosberg is at this moment in time. But this could really open it up for him, you know, to come into the final couple of races still with a good shot at the world title, guys. But skipping on now, further on lap 30 now, Fernando Alonso has retired from the Grand Prix there. McLaren Honda, no real surprises there. Obviously, complaints all season round from Fernando, guys. But, you know, that's really not going to make any difference to me, obviously, Fernando retiring, until the safety car now has been deployed in this Grand Prix there, and that has completely saved my Grand Prix there, guys. That'll completely bunch up the whole field. And you know what? This could really, actually, potentially give me a really good shot in these final couple of laps of the Grand Prix. Now, obviously, I've got that front wing damage, but we're on a fresh set of these super soft tyres here, and, you know, once the field bunches up, we'll be able to assess how these final few laps of this Grand Prix are looking, guys. And skipping on now to lap 34, the safety car will be coming in on the end of this lap, guys, and we have got 2 laps to try and win this Mexican Grand Prix. You know, a lot of positions that we're going to have to make up there. The front wing damage even getting even worse there, you know, the front wing slowly disintegrating there. But we've got the 2 Red Bulls, the 2 Ferraris, 2 Toro Rossos, and a Mercedes in the top 7, guys. The 4 real Titanic teams in this season so far, but the yellow flags right now, and we're just going to try and maximise our restart there, and we do not do that to any sort of success there. Lewis Hamilton already able to pull away 7/10 gap by the time we get to the finish line there, but Romain Grosjean Trying to have a look down my inside, down towards someone. This is not what we need, Roman. As you can see, the Haas driver there with really no sort of straight line speed there. We're able to hold it around the outside, down in towards turn 1 there. But coming through now, you can just see the Red Bulls are actually squabbling here through the second chicane there. That completely ruins the run of Lewis Hamilton there. I'm now able to move up into P6 of this race. They're trying to go 3 wide absolutely everywhere here. We're going to have a look down the inside of both Ferraris and my teammate of Danny Kvyat there. And up into P3 we go. We see Raikkonen trying to keep the front end in there, but we do go round this outside there. And up now into P3 we go there. So, you know, 10 seconds ago this race was looking like it was completely impossible for me to win this. But, you know, the Red Bulls have completely slowed everyone else down there, you know, costing Daniel Ricciardo a chance of the world title here. You know, Max Verstappen being so aggressive. You know, he's not in the championship fight. And, you know, for Daniel Ricciardo here, he's probably feeling completely robbed there. No idea where the Red Bull team orders are going to be able to come into play on this final lap of the Grand Prix there, guys. But Daniel Ricciardo still right behind his teammate Max Verstappen, and I'm really feeling the wear with obviously half a front wing, guys. We've got the Ferrari still right on my gearbox here, but moving on then into the final lap of this Grand Prix. The Ferrari is still right behind me, and the threat is really going to come from these guys. Kimi Raikkonen goes down my inside, down towards turn 1 here. Obviously now it's just a straight drag race here, as we've got Sebastian Vettel just behind as well, but I'm going to be able to hold it right around his outside, braking as late as I possibly dare there. But the Red Bulls once again going side by side there. They both force each other wide once again, and I'm able now to move up past the pair of them there, up into the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix. They're doing a little bit of a wiggle. Very happy with that. You know, the Red Bulls have completely cost themselves the chance of a race victory here. You know, it's basically theirs, completely gifted, guys. And now all we need to do on this final lap of this Mexican Grand Prix, guys, is just hold on to the lead, do what we've done all season long, and just be consistent, be aggressive, and, you know, be as defensive as we possibly can here. You know, the understeer with half a front wing and incredibly worn super soft tyres here. You know, we're cutting over that chicane ever so slightly there. But Daniel Ricciardo now trying to have a look around my outside into the final sector of this Grand Prix, trying to keep his championship hopes alive. You know, we're trying to hang him out to dry there. He backs out, coming into the final couple of corners of the Grand Prix. Rerun massively wide through the stadium section there. Ricciardo once again tries to hold it around my outside through the final corner of the Grand Prix there, but we are going to be able to come through to take the race win and win the Formula 1 World Championship.
All I know is where I go. I'm going home, even though one's done. We're so many seconds ago.
There we are then, guys, picking up my final winner's trophy before being crowned the Formula 1 World Champion there. You know, incredibly happy with that result right at the end. You know, there was so many things that went wrong in that final race of the season. You know, I desperately wanted to win the race that would crown me World Champion there, and you could just see overall right at the very end there, so tight between everyone there. We got the top 4 separated by less than a single second there. My teammate down in P6, I think just 1.1 seconds behind me there, guys. I think overall the top 17 was separated by about 5.5 seconds there. So that was just how close that Grand Prix really was there, right at the very end. You know, you can't really ask for much of a closer race than that, guys. 17 Formula 1 cars separated by 5.5 seconds. You know, you rarely see that after one sector in a Formula 1 race. Never mind after 36 laps, guys. But you can just see, though, obviously, the safety car really did make that incredibly close right at the very end there. My main rival, Nico Rosberg, only came down in P9 there, so really not a good day out for him. But I take home the race win ahead of Max Verstappen there. He was able to move past his teammate right at the finish line there, guys. Daniel Ricciardo gutted, obviously, to come P3 after he had a really good shot at winning that race, guys. Kimi Raikkonen came home in P4 there. Sebastian Vettel 5th. My teammate Danny Kvyat, as I mentioned, 6th place there. You know, a fairly decent result from him. Obviously, that does mean we take home an equal amount of points to Red Bull from that race there, guys, and far more points than Mercedes there, with Lewis Hamilton being their best driver down in P7 there. Rosberg and Hülkenberg rounded out the points there, with Button just missing out there. Valtteri Bottas comes through P12, with Gutierrez, Massa, Ericsson, Palmer, Nasser, Haryanto and Verline rounding out the finishes there. Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso there, the only two drivers not to finish the race there, guys. But confirmation then that we have won the Formula 1 World Championship there, guys. Kimi Raikkonen then takes P2 overall in the standings. At this moment in time, guys, there will obviously be a titanic battle between Raikkonen, Ricciardo and Rosberg there in the final couple of races of the season, you know. And those guys, obviously, 3 different teams battling it out, you know. You got Lewis Hamilton as well, right behind his teammate as well there, you know. Those guys, I think, what's that, 3 points separating the top second to fourth there, with Lewis Hamilton right behind them. Sebastian Vettel as well, potentially in with a chance there, but my teammate Kvyat all the way down in P8 still at this moment of time. You know, he's really not been able to do as well as I would have hoped there, guys. But Mercedes and Ferrari as well now tie in the constructors' standings, just over 47 points, I think that is, behind Toro Rosso there, guys. You know, we could win the constructors next time out, guys. You know, hopefully at the Brazilian Grand Prix we will be able to do so, guys. But, you know, this is actually the first season I have ever won on the channel, guys. The Force India Career Mode, if you do remember, did unfortunately corrupt when I won the World Championship back then, guys. You know, I can only thank you all for watching throughout this whole season, guys. And hopefully I will see you next time out at the Brazilian Grand Prix.
So promise that you'll catch me.